So in today's live stream, I'm going to talk about a book recommendation that I got from one of these YouTubers that I know, Satya. He was in a mastermind call that I was in, and he recommended a book in one of his latest YouTube videos. So let me show you that portion of the video.
Rethink. Now, this first book is one of the first books I ever read and continues to be my number one. I've yet to have a book have such an impact on my life. It's the one that got me to fall in love with reading and learning. It broke so many beliefs about what I knew, and I've never looked at the world the same way. This book is what helped me truly heal from all of my traumas, the depression, the anxiety, the self-hatred, the brokenness and shame, guilt. It helped me embrace an entirely new version of myself, one that's filled with so much gratitude, love, joy, fulfillment, and hope. In a way, you could say that I learned how to break the habit of being myself. I remember the first time I applied the action step from this book like it was yesterday. I didn't know what I was expecting, but what I can tell you is that I wasn't expecting to cry tears of joy because of the overwhelming amount of love and gratitude that I felt for the first time in my life. Dr. Joe Dispenza creates a bridge between science and spirituality, proving that's not just a pseudoscience, which I don't know why people think that now. It's like controversial to be spiritual. He combines the fields of quantum physics, neuroscience, brain chemistry, biology, and genetics to prove that not only can you break away from your old negative self and step into this higher version, but as well as creating any life that you want as long as you break the habit of being yourself. If I could distill the main idea of this book into one sentence, which is hard because there's just so much meat to it, it's fucking awesome, it would be this: your thoughts create your actions, and your frequent thoughts and actions are called your habits. And your habits create your state of being in this world, aka your personality. And your personality creates your personal reality. All this means is that your mind and thoughts are completely intertwined with the matter of this world. And whatever your mind is primarily consumed of, it will manifest itself into reality, which I fucking hate saying that word because when I used to hear that word, I would just think of crystal girls and just sitting there and wishing for something, which that's not what it is at all. And you know, I'm gonna go on a little ramble real quick. If you're not an open-minded person and you're not willing to try out the things that I'm talking about.
So, I downloaded the ebook for free thanks to my Kindle that I'm using it for free. If you want to know how to do that, leave me a comment. I will share how to do that. It's a 2 to 3 step process or something like that. So, anyways, so I got the book for free on my Kindle. I started reading it. And one of the things it says in the first or second chapter, I think it's in the first, he says, Joe Dispenza, the author, says, be thankful for something that is yet to happen. And I was like, whoa, I never heard that before. I've heard, from Think and Grow Rich, another famous book, which is from the 20s, 1920s, that and many other sources, like The Strangest Secret and all these other books. They said, in those books, it said, imagine as if you already have what you want, what you desire. So imagine that you already have everything that you want. And it's really hard to do that. I kind of brushed it off and I was thinking, well, it's like telling me to feel full even though I feel hungry. That's how I thought of it. But this guy, Joe Dispenza, is saying, feel thankful. Imagine as if you have everything and say thank you for it. Like, feel gratitude. I was like, okay, that's a bit more doable for some reason. First, like, just imagine that you have, like, earning a full-time living doing YouTube. Just, like, imagining that, trying to feel that. I'm like, oh, thank you. I'm so happy that I've reached this place. And gratitude for something that you've yet to have, yet to achieve, or having being in a loving relationship that I am really happy in, whatever that turns out to look like. Just being happy with someone that I'm with, that's another thing where I can be like, I'm happy that I have this person right now. And so I was imagining that. I have yet to get to the latter parts of the book. The latter parts of the book are, I think, more specific guides on how to do these. They're probably in some form of guided meditation from the chapter index that I saw. So in the table of contents. So I imagine there are gonna be some type of prompts for a meditation, and you stew upon those prompts as you're meditating. We'll see. I'll tell you when I get to that chapter. But anyways, so yeah, be thankful for something that you have yet to achieve or yet to have. I thought that was an interesting point. And it's kind of in line something that I did adopt, which I don't, if you've watched some of my older videos, you'll know some of the, like especially my video about free will versus fate or destiny. I said in that book, in that video, that I read a book called Reality Transurfing, and the part that stuck out the most to me in that book, Reality Transurfing, was I started adopting this saying, which is your world takes care of you and everything is turning out as it should. So when something good happens or when something bad happens, I say your world takes care of you, everything is turning out as it should. I keep saying it even though I got shingles, and I'm still in pain, but way better than when it started. And even when I was in pain and couldn't sleep because I couldn't lie down on my back and was having a miserable time, I was still saying, your world takes care of you, everything is turning out as it should. And it's been life altering in a way, because I have more peace just by thinking those thoughts, instead of, not that I was ever really the type of person to keep complaining, oh, why me, woe is me, why does this always happen to me, why do these kind of things always happen to me. Like, I was never really that type of person. I know a friend who was like that, but I was mostly a positive person. But I'm taking it a step further by saying, thanks for everything, everything is turning out as it should. And for example, I would say things like, thank God I got shingles a month before I'm going to Korea, because then I can fully recover and then go to Korea. Imagine if I got shingles on the flight or the day before the flight and I was in so much pain on the plane, like that would have been a nightmarish situation. So I'm so glad that didn't happen. So I'm thankful for that. So that kind of thinking, I think it's changing my life just by thinking differently. Just day-to-day experience doesn't mean that I am now manifesting things that only I'm thankful for. That's not true. As you can tell by the shingles, I'm not thankful for the shingles, but I'm thankful I got it 2 weeks ago instead of when I'm about to go to Korea. That would have been really bad. So just by changing to a thankful thinking mindset, thanks for everything, I have no complaint whatsoever. That's from the Tao Te Ching Stephen Mitchell version at the very end of the book. Thanks for everything, I have no complaint whatsoever. So just by thinking those gratitude thoughts, or just acceptance and gratitude thoughts, your world takes care of you, everything is turning out as it should, it makes me just come to terms with things more easily, and I feel more at peace than I did before I thought those things. So I'm repeating those things to myself, and I do notice a difference in I just accept reality more easily when things are not going the way I want to, or even when things are going the way I want to. I'm more thankful for it. So I think that is a positive change that I've gotten just from reading a book, Reality Transurfing. Really, all you need to read is that one chapter. I would say that is the most important chapter. The rest, it was interesting, but I didn't get as much from it as that single chapter on that phrase, your world takes care of you, everything is turning out as it should. So the question is, will I now be doing a step beyond that and start being thankful for things that have not yet happened? Like, oh, I'm so thankful I'm a full-time YouTuber and I'm earning a full-time income just by making videos that I love, will I be practicing that and doing future projection gratitude? I don't know. I mean, I'll get to the end of the book. It's called it is called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza. Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. So I'll tell you what happens when I get to the end of the book and start. I guess I'll try implementing it. There's no harm in implementing it, so we'll see if it really does work, does help me out. Apparently, Satya has experienced a real change in, like, he had tears of gratitude. That is an extreme reaction. I'm interested to see what this book has to say. So I'll report back to you once. I've read about 50, 60 pages so far, and I did skim through a fair bit of the portion that I read because it was kind of like, I'm not interested in this part. So I'm trying to get to only the parts that I want to read. But I'll let you know when I read the book and when I start implementing stuff from the book, and see if this is one of my favorite books, of my number one favorite book. Probably not, but Satya says it is his number one favorite book. So interested to see what I get from it. So I'll report back to you on that when I'm done reading it. In the meantime, I'm also watching US Open tennis these days. It is the second week, so the matches are getting more interesting. I'm cheering for Grigor Dimitrov, who is facing off against Francis Tiafoe right now in the quarterfinals. I really hope Dimitrov wins, although he's not serving so well, and he's already broken in the first set, so he probably is losing the first set, but I'll watch the recording tomorrow. Anyways, that was a long ramble today, 12 minutes, wow, okay. So I'll see you in the next live stream, probably the next live stream instead of the next video. Okay, bye-bye, 1% better. I don't know if I can say that, but I am reading, so 1% better every day, baby. Oh, I forgot to show. I haven't worked on my next video for the past 4 days, including the weekend, but I am continuing with the 8,000 steps a day and reading every day, or every night rather, and vlogging. I haven't missed a day for reading and vlogging, so let's keep it up. This habit tracker is really making a difference, I find, so just write it on a piece of paper if you're interested in keeping track of some daily habits.